I want to try to connect with whoever out there is sitting out there thinking, I don't know if I have what it takes. I'm not proud of this, but I never even graduated from high school. I got my GED because I needed it to get my Florida real estate license. There's no ceiling.
There's no ceiling. The people that really embrace that, you can create a life by design. So excited today to bring another episode of the Loan Lounge. I'm here with Tony Martinez, friend and colleague now for just over 10 years.
When I get asked, hey, are foreclosures coming back? My response is they never went away. When I'm asked, well, is it going to be as bad as 2008? My response is for anybody going through it is bad enough. FHA delinquencies right now, anywhere from 10 to 12% of all FHA mortgages are in default. 1 in 10? And how many people bought 3 years ago at the height?
And now they can't get it underwater. There's definitely coaches and promoters and people out there that talk about real estate, coach real estate, but do they do real estate?
There's too many general practitioners in real estate. What real estate needs are more specialists.
Find the riches and the niches. I'm a mortgage guy. I'm very good at what I do. I want to stay in my lane. I want to continue to help homeowners, help real estate agents get their deals done. Their first call, their rescue call, be any call.
Only 13-14% of veterans ever use the VA loan program, and much of it is because real estate agents talk them out of it. I watch my kids all get college degrees. I realize nothing is like being an entrepreneur. This is the greatest country on earth where every single day you can be your own boss.
So excited today to bring another episode of the Loan Lounge. I'm here with Tony Martinez, friend and colleague now for just over 10 years, I believe we've been working together.
At least, yeah.
10 years. I remember you started out, we started talking more when you opened up an office in Central Florida area in Lake Placid. I think you're also a resident there as well. You have a house there.
Yeah, we have a house there as well. Love that area.
Love that area. Great little place. You get out of here 2 hours away from South Florida. You feel like you're in a different area.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to dive right in because I think you've got a really interesting trajectory of how you did real estate. And, you know, tell me, like, how did it start?
Really, I actually started marketing to real estate agents way back in the 90s.
Wow.
In California. You know, when I opened up a company of marketing photo business cards, if you can imagine that. We were one of the first
business cards.
We were one of the first distributors of those fancy full color, full bleed cards. And I felt, man, you know, there's got to be an industry that really takes to these, and it's real estate. I started doing presentations at real estate offices, getting agents to sign up for the cards and postcards and everything else. And believe it or not, that actually motivated me to go forward and do seminars. So my first seminar, I started working with Mike Ferry.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't know Mike Ferry?
Yeah, Mike Ferry. And then I got the crazy idea of doing my first trade show. I actually wanted to do a trade show. So we ended up renting like half a hall at the Long Beach Convention Center. I had Mike Ferry, Floyd Wickman, and Danielle Kennedy as my speakers, and we sold like over 200 something booths.
Huge.
Yeah.
For a first event?
For a first event.
That's huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been doing this for a while. And then eventually I moved into the being a licensee. Now, my passion has always been the teaching side, and I'm sure we'll discuss that part of it. But yeah, I've been doing this a very long time, involved on different aspects of the business. A lot on the promotion side, filling rooms, and of course, on the speaking side as an instructor.
You know, one thing that I will say that's great about your instructing side, because I've sat through a couple of your classes, is you have real world experience. Where I know there's a lot of, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there's definitely coaches and promoters and people out there that, yeah, they'll talk about real estate, they'll sell real estate, they'll coach real estate, but do they do real estate?
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a different feel when you're actually in it day to day. And I know you're in it day to day because I've talked to you at the office all the time.
Yeah.
And you're helping agents. It really gives you a different perspective on when you're going to teach.
Yeah. As a co-team leader, you know, we're constantly engaged in the different challenges that our agents have, right? And our job is to help them resolve issues to move forward to closing. So that's really gives us, again, that real world perspective of the different challenges going on right now.
Yeah, and it's also challenges have changed in the last 30 years, which brings me to one of the things I heard you say. So you say co-team leader. So obviously we're missing your better half.
Yes. Yes.
She's your co-team leader. And another question is, I know it's extreme by LPT.
Right.
But I think a lot of people think that you're a broker.
Right.
And that's really not the case. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So my better half, Tony Martinez, she and I started Extreme International Realty 13 years ago.
Yep. Everybody knows that green logo.
Yeah, it was green at the time. I liked it. But, you know, we were independent broker owners for 11 years. built up several offices, uh, 200, almost 300 agents. But 2 years ago, actually 2 years ago in June,
Yeah, we just
we
celebrated it. We
yeah,
just
we
had a happy
celebrated it.
hour.
Absolutely. We celebrated that we joined forces, we merged with LPT Realty. And love to talk about how we're shaking up the industry because we're just blowing people away with our numbers. But LPT is a cloud brokerage. And now we no longer have the broker related headaches and responsibilities. We're not broker owners anymore. We're broker associates, but we are team leaders of an enterprise team. And that's a term that's been coined by Real Trends. They do the verifying of stats and everything else. And that means you have a team of 50 or more agents. We have a team right now of about 115 agents.
Wow, I've never until today. I didn't even know that existed.
Okay.
That you could do that. I always thought that if you had a brokerage, you were the broker. There was always a principal broker. So I'm assuming that that helps you guys, being part of a big enterprise,
Yeah.
liability, support.
Everything.
I was going to say the support must be incredible. So just thinking back and thinking at like how do first of all, I don't think a lot of agents understand that, or a lot of brokerages probably don't know that. But I
Yeah.
mean, so LPT versus, I don't know, any other agency, the biggest thing is the responsibility part. Or are there other companies doing it like LPT?
Well, there are several cloud brokerages.
Right.
You know, LPT came on the scene 40 years ago and truly a disruptor. When you reach in 4 years, 7th position among all brokerages in the country, that's huge. That's huge. But the
Are you
cloud
the youngest? Is LPT the youngest brokerage?
No, because there are other players that are entering. The cloud-based model is the future of real estate. And so you know that once there's success in one arena, other players are going to try to do their spin on it. But no one has been able to achieve the success that we have. I mean, fastest growing brokerage ever in the history of real estate. And so the accolades keep coming, the awards keep coming. We just found out that 8 of the top 14 or 15 teams in the country are LPT
Oh,
Realty
wow.
teams.
So it's more than 50%.
Yeah, so we're attracting not just solo agents, which obviously we have a home for solo
course.
agents, but more and more teams are coming over, and more independent brokers like ourselves have made the decision to, hey, we did as much as we could with what we had. Let's join forces with a bigger entity.
And I think also too, LPT seems like they're always constantly doing things. I think we just realized you told me about a lead generation platform they have.
Yeah.
The support seems to be pretty solid for the
Oh,
agents.
absolutely. They take care of the compliance side, amazing marketing tools, amazing technology.
Aren't they known? That's how they got started with
Yeah.
like the first thing. I remember you telling me about the
Yeah,
listing
the
presentation.
the LPT stands for Listing Power Tools, and it came from the magic white box that our founder Robert Palmer created as a marketing tool for listings, and that was incredibly successful. But then the decision was made to enter the brokerage space. So after at least a couple of years of researching what was out there, the decision was made to enter the cloud-based arena. But we take a different approach because we call it agent choice. There's other models out there, for example, that only have one compensation model, and it's geared toward revenue share and it's geared towards stock, which is wonderful. But you know what? A lot of agents aren't into that.
Right.
A lot of agents are like, you know what? I just want to sell. I just want to list and sell, and I want to net as much money as I can. So we have 100% model for those folks where folks is that interest. So that combination of you pick which one is best for you.
Yeah, it's like going to a restaurant
resonating.
and ordering out the menu. Which way?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what are you having, steak or seafood tonight?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really great. So, I mean, now, jumping back, so you chose LPT, you're with them, you're doing great, extreme, you moved that brokerage over. Where does the education piece tie in? When did that decide to say, you know what, I want to be, because I know you've got several education platforms. You
Yeah.
have the CDPE, you've got
And the
MilRes.
MilRes.
You've got a lot of platforms that are giving agents hours,
Yeah.
right, towards their continuing education.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're very passionate about MilRes because we've discussed it.
Right.
I think a lot of people are in our industry. Unfortunately, veterans don't get the attention they need.
It's terrible. Only 13-14% of veterans ever use the VA loan program. And much of it is because real estate agents talk them out of it.
Yeah.
It's the fear and uncertainty and lack of knowledge that many real estate agents have. They're basing what little knowledge a lot of them have based on old information. And we both know that the VA loan program is probably the best program out there.
It's the best performing mortgage in the country.
Yeah.
So as far as, payments and defaults,
Oh, yeah.
it's the best performing mortgage. So, with that being said, they do things for veterans that you would not get done on a typical loan.
Mhm.
So if a veteran had a hiccup, had a job gap, had whatever it is,
Mhm.
it's very easily considered. So how did this whole education thing come about? Because I know you've got so many platforms.
Well, it started back in 2008 when I decided to join, at that time, the CDPE, which stands for Certified Distressed Property Expert Designation.
So I was right when the market was taking its
When the market was taking,
its dive.
All these foreclosures are happening, millions of foreclosures, and there was absolutely zero training available for agents on the short sales. And the short sales are when people owe more than they could sell the property for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're underwater.
I remember there was a lot of people trying to do the short sales but didn't know what they were doing, and people ended up losing houses because it wasn't being.
It's still happening today. Still happening today. But this education platform came on the scene, and I joined them toward the end of 2008 with no intention of ever really becoming an instructor. I was really there to help promote, but I lobbied and petitioned to teach the class, and I taught my first one January of 2009. And from there, I became their lead instructor, their instructor of instructors. I traveled the country nonstop for 2.5 years.
I think it also helps you have a good personality. I've been in a couple of your classes, man. It's pretty fun.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just that, the topic of short sales, man, that's dry.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. It's like, like watching paint dry, and it's emotional and everything else. So where needed, I try to infuse some humor because I want to keep the crowd's attention.
Yeah, and you do a great job of it.
Thank you.
I know that. So that CDP was 2009. You started teaching it.
Yeah, and then from there, I taught it. Then in 2011, I went my own separate way to open my own brokerage. Taught my last class for them in 2014, and as life would have it, I never lost the interest in that area because foreclosures didn't stop, but most of my energy on building our brokerage. But in 2020, when COVID hit, and I saw the writing on the wall, I knew that this type of training would be very valuable again. And then I went back and looked, and the CDP had been closed. And that is because the former owners had decided to go in a different direction. They had achieved tremendous success. They went more with generic coaching and everything else. So the platform, everything has shut down. So I asked to buy it, and they sold it to me.
Oh.
So I bought it in May of 2021, revamped it, brought it out in June of 2021.
So now you own that platform. It's
Yeah,
yours.
my wife and I own the CDPE course and everything associated with the CDPE.
That's excellent. And you're seeing it now coming back, making a comeback. You're seeing, I know we were just talking before the podcast about stats in Florida.
Yeah, what happens is a lot of folks, the industry was not happy about the narrative. A lot of people within the industry didn't want everybody to talk about foreclosures because, why?
It's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there. It's not like there's zero foreclosures.
Yeah, when I get asked, hey, are foreclosures coming back? My response is they never went away. And then when I'm asked, well, is it going to be as bad as 2008? My response is for anybody going through it is bad enough. So, but the numbers are peaking. Well, here's the thing. I want to keep it in perspective because, there's a lot of doom and gloom people out there. We see some of the videos, hey, the world is crashing and everything else like that. And we don't know what's going to happen. Here's what I do know. We're starting to approach pre-pandemic numbers. And Florida, the numbers just came out for May. Florida's number 1 in foreclosures, 1 in every 2,110 housing units. South Carolina's second. So I get these stats from Atom Data, ATTOM data.com. People should always make a point to go in and take a look at it. But we're seeing foreclosures increasing month over month over month. And now the industry is starting to wake up. Now we're getting folks say, I need your training. I need your training.
I'll tell you what I'll attribute a lot of that to as well. During the pandemic, a lot of people moved here thinking their job was going to be remote forever.
Yeah.
And when it was a time for, hey, you need to come back to the office.
Right.
And lenders caught on to that a year into it because the first 12, 13 months of the pandemic, lenders weren't even verifying if they were going to be able to continue remote work. Now it's a validation piece. It's like, hey, we need to make sure your position is remote. We need a letter from your human resources saying that you are a remote employee.
Wow.
So I truly believe that a lot of people moved here thinking, well, I'm going to get to work from home forever. And companies are now saying, no, we want you back in our office that we pay for. We have a 20,000 square foot building. You need to come back.
Yeah.
And then I think, now that coupled with trying to find new employment here, people that bought, with 3% down, minimal and some high,
FHA.
FHA, conventional, even if it's conventional, 3% down.
Yeah.
They're in those areas of like Tampa, Cape Coral, that the prices skyrocket. I just read an article that the condo market in Tampa is now hitting prices from 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Not before the crash, like the height of '06. So we're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that's wild to me that the condos are taking the first hit.
Yeah, they're a disaster.
And that's, unfortunate with the HOA dues and all that nonsense that's happened. The assessments are crazy and the laws that have passed. But the single families are not right behind them.
Yeah, I brought up FHA because what people really aren't aware of, that FHA delinquencies, I would have to guess right now, anywhere from 10 to 12% of all FHA mortgages are in default, man. I mean, 1 in 10 FHA mortgages in default. And how many people bought 3 years ago at the height of the market?
Yeah, and now they can't get there underwater.
Yeah, they only put 3.5%
They're
down.
underwater.
Yeah, they started missing payments.
Now they're behind.
Prices are coming down.
Yeah, they can't sell because it costs money to sell.
Yeah.
People don't realize that you have to pay a commission. You have to pay closing costs. You're not breaking even if you bought with 3.5% down 2 years ago. You're losing.
Yeah, and what's sad is that at the CDP, what we always try to do, and I mean, not everyone is suited to earn my designation, because if someone's goal is to go out there and prey on homeowners and take advantage of them,
It's not for you.
if I get wind of that early on, then now we're going to become a CDPE or stay one. But our goal is to help them stay in the home. Now, sadly, most of the time it doesn't happen because people tend to wait way too long before they reach out for help.
They start thinking they can come out of it.
Yeah, and so at that approach, at that time, we switched to, hey, let us help you exit with dignity. And foreclosure is not the only option. And it's just sad that a lot of people don't seek help. They kind of bury their head in the sand and they hope and pray the problem's going to go away. And then as sad is that most real estate professionals aren't equipped.
Well, you know what the problem is too, is a lot of people when they talk to their friends.
Yeah.
And instead of a professional. And so like a lot of people got modifications during COVID, remember? Where they didn't have to make payments. So a lot of people like, oh, just you're behind, call your bank, they'll do a modification for you. No, that was under a pandemic. Banks aren't just modifying people today.
Yeah, it's a different, what was popular during COVID was a forbearance.
Right.
Yeah, don't make your payments for 6 months. Doesn't matter if you can
12,
afford it or not.
15.
Then 12, and then 18, right? Well, I knew that a lot of folks would never remember that those missed payments are a whole other loan.
They're recorded onto the house. Yeah.
You know what's sad? A lot of them aren't even recorded, bro. A lot of them you don't find out unless there's a payoff.
Right, it's on the payoff.
And so
deferred balance.
Yeah, so people are finding out
when they go to sell.
When they go to sell, and here they're thinking they have equity, and they don't, or they thought they had this much equity,
the problem
and they don't.
is that they hear so much news on forgiveness and this and media, and the media just, just like you just said, we were talking about doom and gloom. They watch the news and that's where it comes up. And it's like, hey, you need to speak to a professional in your market, find out what's going on. And before, listen, if you're 30 days behind, now's the time to figure out, can I get back from that 30 days? Don't go 60. And once you hit 90, it's bad.
Well, what I teach is that things have changed since 2008. The Fed stepped in, and servicers are not allowed to initiate foreclosure action until they're at least 120 days in default. So, okay, you got 4 months. The problem is most people don't do anything productive during those 4 months.
Don't call me on day 119 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
And then depending on the state, because foreclosures are done differently in different states because they have different. Well, the thing is, short sales are done the same all over the country. But how Texas goes about foreclosing is very different from how Florida goes about foreclosing.
Yeah, just learn something new.
So people need to understand what the foreclosure process and timeline is in their individual states. Some states have more time than others. Florida has significantly more time than Texas would.
This CDP, you do this in person? Is this online?
All of the above. So I do it online on demand at your pace. We do it live and in person, and we also do it live via Zoom.
Are you noticing more of a demand for the class
Yeah,
recently?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. I think it's real. You just recently did one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, we're not packing the houses like we did in 2008 and 9 and 10 when there was 150 and
When
200
they were
people in the
well,
room.
that's all they were announcing a crisis. Then.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different now. But what I've always told people is people that do it now, you have a significant advantage, head start over your competition.
I
Don't
think this
squander it.
also ties in with one of the things I hear you say a lot at your sales meetings. You always say, find the riches and the niches.
Riches and the niches. Yeah, I even did an entire conference on that a couple years ago. There's too many general practitioners in real estate. And what real estate needs are more specialists. They make more money. And I tell people, pick a niche or two or three. My courses are two distinct niches: pre-foreclosures and short sales, and working with the military. Now, probate is another good niche. Working with divorcees, that's another good niche.
Yeah.
In other words, stop this whole trying to be everything to everyone and focus on areas.
I'm the same as that. You know, I don't have everybody's like, oh, you should open real estate. You should open this. I'm like, I'm a mortgage guy.
Yeah.
I'm very good at what I do.
Stay in your lane.
I want to stay in my lane. I want to continue to help homeowners, help real estate agents get their deals done. I want to be their first call, their rescue call. I'll be any call. I'm here to
Yeah.
get the deal closed, and staying in my lane is we're specialized in that. People are like, oh, do you do commercial? Nope, I don't. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm not. Could I do a commercial loan? Sure. Am I going to give the customer the worst experience ever? Absolutely. Because I don't have 25 years in commercial lending.
Yeah.
I have 25 years in residential lending.
Yeah.
I've hit every wall. So I know. So I love that because I teach my guys the same thing. I'm like, dude, jack of all trades, master of none.
Absolutely.
You know, it's crazy. And that's awesome. The riches, there's definitely a market. I put it to you like this. On social media, which is a huge platform for everybody, how many people do you see advertising? Are you late on your mortgage? You need help. Not many people are. There's not.
No, they're not. We need to be more proactive. You know what's really sad, Joey, is that the scammers and the con artists, they're aggressive as hell. Yeah. And when there's a crisis or something, they're the first ones to go out there and knock on doors. And I'm trying to tell real estate agents, if we were anywhere near as assertive, aggressive as these folks, a lot more people would be served.
It's almost like you should find somebody to partner with, and maybe one person specializes here, the other one does. And
that happens. Teams do that. I mean, more and more team leaders should wake up to the opportunity that this could be the defining difference with your team. I mean, agents are struggling right now. There's no doubt, and look, all praise to God, as challenging as last year was, according to real trends, our team still came in 12th in Florida among enterprise teams in sides and 22nd in volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the team approach to real estate is really starting to grow because more and more individual agents feel like, I can't make it on my own. I need help. I need lead
It's
generation.
hard to be on an island. It's I the way I look at it is that if you become your real estate agent, you sign up for 100% commission brokerage. You're like, I'm ready to go. You get to your desk, and what do? Where's your direction? Where's your training? There's so many models out there with great training, great direction. One thing that people that you bring to the table is you're a teacher.
Yeah.
So I know that I've sat in some of your morning motivational meetings. I've sat in some of your trainings. We've done trainings together.
Absolutely.
And it's people always leave and like, that was awesome. That was great. Rather than the opposite of where you're just kind of like, what do I do?
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that. I mean, again, all glory to God, because that's just a gift that I have. And I'm very blessed to be able to do that every day, but
did you ever have any fears becoming an educator or talk?
Every time. My wife drives me crazy because she'll say, I can't believe you're nervous about going up. I go, I never don't want to be nervous, because I never want to take it like just another program. Now, what happens is the minute I'm on. Everything takes over. It's like a whole different persona, and I'm out there and I could teach it everything, eyes closed from memory. But I never want to lose sight of the fact that these folks didn't pay to get my second best performance, right? They didn't pay to get the second best instructor. So I want to bring it every day.
It's funny you say it. So like one of my coaches always tells me the best way to learn something is to teach it.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to learn? Do you want to become a master? Teach it. He's like, you're not going to teach it the great the first time, the second. He's like, you keep teaching it and you're going to be a master at it.
Yeah.
And you're going to get great results. And I started teaching a lot and getting in front of people. And I used to have the biggest fear of getting in front of people. Now I don't. Now I have fun. I like to talk in front of me. I like the attention on me. I used to not like the attention on me. I'm hoping to get on stage one day at UWM in front of 5,000, 6,000 people. And
you will.
I think I like to do that. I like to get in front of people. But I think the differences is like between for you and for myself and for anybody. If you're in it every day, you know that I'm in the day-to-day grind. I'm still a producing manager. I've got a strong team. I'm in it every day. I know what their pain points are. I know what's happening. I'm in the market with real estate agents. I'm talking to agents every day. So I can understand what I can do to help in the process. And I'm not Superman and neither are you, but if we're in it and we can see what's happening, we can kind of help and guide and say, hey, here's, so as far as your speaking stuff goes, I know you do this, you get in front of, what's the biggest crowd you've talked in front of?
Back in the day, there were some crowds that I would say probably the largest one was 1,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't gotten that yet. I'm excited to try something like that.
That gets you nervous.
Yeah. It's just like a sea of people.
It's a sea of people. And then what happens is you just, again, you're scared up until the moment you walk out there. And since I rely a lot on humor, I like to break the ice.
Well, I know how you come in. I know how you come in. I was going to have you come in here like that.
Well, you know what? For the next time I will. And what you're talking about is that I like to open a lot of my classes with James Brown. Get off of that thing, you know. And dancing is part of what I do. So
hey, listen, you come in and listen at 9 a.m. Some people might not even be ready for that.
No, they're
and
not.
that music's blasting, and I'm just like, whoa, this guy's got it.
Yeah, I have fun with that. I try to warm up the audience and just
let them know who you are and how you.
Yeah, and that's not taking ourselves too seriously. We should try to have some fun.
You're not there to make it like dictate to them. You're there to make it interactive. Understand that you want to break down that wall.
Right.
Yeah, which is great. I think you're one of the only people I've seen do that, and I think it's hilarious. I think it's awesome. It's a great warm up. It makes the room immediately just get from cold to like, oh, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and some people look at it like, what's going on?
What did I sign up for? Did I sign up for a dance class?
And those are the ones that I really love because it's like that shock value, and then from there, I just go into the routine. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with that.
So I was talking to, because I had to speak in front of a couple hundred people, and I was like, so what do you focus on? Because to me, one of the biggest things is, and I guess I used to take offenses when someone gets up and goes to the bathroom or somebody's looking at their phone, and then it totally throws you off your game.
Yeah.
What do you, how do you look past that? What's your biggest
Well,
thing?
I think the biggest thing that I learned is do the 4 points. When you're speaking, look at this corner, that corner, and this corner. You pretty much made eye contact with just about everybody in the room. And regarding the phones and all that used to bother me. And then I came up with the following. I say, folks, listen, I would appreciate if you put your phones away. But if you don't, that's okay. You know why? I already got your money. So it's up to you how much attention you want to pay to this or not. You paid for the class, you should pay attention.
That's a good way to say it.
So I say, I already got your money, man. Whether you decide to learn or not, I got your money. Yeah. And that makes people put the phone away like, maybe I should pay attention to this guy.
Yeah. And for me, I do a lot of, I do sales meetings, obviously, with my team, and I do educational stuff for real estate agents on Zoom. In my office there's a rule. If you're going to jump in on a meeting and it's on Zoom, you have to have your camera on. Yeah. I'm a big guy of like, listen, give me the respect of your time, please. Turn your camera on. Just give me that mutual respect. I don't even care if you're driving. Stick it in the cup holder. Let me see the side of your face.
Yeah. Zoom has been great, but it also sucks.
It does because
a lot of folks are distracted. They're really not paying attention and everything else. But you know what? It's part of our culture now.
It is. But let me tell you, so where Zoom has really escalated for us is with the buyer consultations.
Oh,
we jump in on Zoom and we've got a family, a husband and wife sitting across the room. It's not a cross room, but it is a cross room.
Yeah.
And you're doing it at their time after they've got their kids rested and dinner's ready. And you can really give them 30, 45 minutes of your time. You can show them examples of what they're looking for. And man, when the customer does that and the client, they get such a good understanding of what we're trying to accomplish, what their budget looks like. Is it realistic for them to buy today or should they wait? Those are the best. That's to me. We have one today at noon actually with one of your guys, and it's one of those things where I feel like Zoom. That's where it's been huge for us.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're incorporating all these different ways, And what happens is I would be remiss if I didn't sing your praises, because I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. But the other day I taught a class in Sebring,
Yeah.
Florida, and one of your loan officers was there. And in the process of introducing her, I was very transparent and said, listen, I had tried everything possible to get a mortgage partner that would stick, and every single attempt that failed. And when I went to you, it was like, this is it. This is my last thing. If this doesn't work, I'll never ever have
A mortgage
a
partner.
mortgage partner again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what I
having a
learned
good
is,
preferred lenders is needed, I
it's
feel, but there's a difference. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what changed me. Growth and partnership. My first big partner, Lori, was one. Working with UWM has really changed
yeah,
my
they're
views.
amazing.
They're amazing, and they've taught me to be a value add. I'm not just here to be your vendor. I'm here to be your preferred lending partner. I want to be in the trenches with you. How can I help you?
Yeah.
And once I changed that perspective, my head went like this. I was like, okay, I gotta,
Yeah.
focus. Man,
Yeah.
the value shows itself.
Absolutely, because what I was telling the audience, I was telling them, normally when I go teach at some location, they may have a lender sponsor there, and I'm going to respect the fact that they're the sponsor of that event. But the one in Sebring was one of those rare experiences where I can speak from firsthand knowledge, because these guys are my guys. I know the difference you have made in saving so many deals, closing so many deals that we would not have closed with previous partners. So anybody out there that's looking to take their business
Well,
to
I
another level,
appreciate
you
that.
gotta hook up with Clear
I
Choice.
want to talk a little bit about just, because you've been in the business since 1990, you said?
Well, I've been working with agents since 1990.
So
I think I got licensed for the first time in 2006.
Okay, so when you got licensed, MLS was a thing then.
Listen, when I got licensed originally in California, you've seen that picture of me from 1979 when I was a real estate agent in California, where I had the afro.
The afro picture, yes. I
Yeah,
have seen that picture.
and I was rocking the polyester
Yep.
suit. I don't know, maybe I should share that photo with you, and you can,
And we can put it up.
yeah.
And send that to me so we can get it on the podcast.
But back then, brother, the MLS was a book that we all waited for to be delivered. And that book was this thick, black and white, ugly one photo. And that was the lifeline.
That's incredible. When I started, it was obviously we had MLS, but it was still just, a couple photos.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the detail sheet kind of looks the same. And the detail view really hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
With Zillow, with Redfin, with Open Door, with all these companies and websites, man, you can really see a home. But you also now with the technology today, you might say this home doesn't look like this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the virtual
staging. Yeah, maybe some agents neglect to say, hey, this photo has been enhanced, for all this stuff. But talking about Zillow, one of the things that I'm not going to dive into whether Zillow is a good or bad thing. I got better things to do with my time. It's lead generation. It's a lead generation platform, and one of the things that for 13 years, Extreme by LPT was not a lead generation team.
Right.
When you think teams, you typically think of the ones you go there, they hand you a lead, you go out there and you come back, right? That was never our approach.
That wasn't your model.
That wasn't our model. Our model was, I'd rather teach you to fish so you can eat for a lifetime than just hand you a fish, right? But very recently, we were actually handpicked by LPT to be a part of this new program where we now can offer both. I can offer our traditional lead support, a team support system.
The fishing method.
Yeah, which we offer, which very high splits on. I mean, somebody with experience comes over to our side, it's 90-10, But now we also have a lead generation model, and I'm excited because I have more options. And for someone that's self-sufficient, someone that has a good referral base, someone that's been doing it for a while and everything else, we have a model for you. And for someone that says, no, I really struggle with the prospecting side and the lead generation side, we have the model for them.
And it's all tools and everything. It's training tools,
leads. It's training, coaching, leads, CRM, we use follow-up boss. It's going to be a game changer for us, being able to be in that position.
That's a really strong position to be
Yeah.
in, because there are agents that maybe they're doing 5 or 6 transactions a year and they want to get to 10 or 15 transactions
Yeah.
a year. I think they should look at it too as a building block, right? Like, let's say you generate 20 closings in the next 2 years from the lead platform. Well, it's not about the 20; it's about how you handle those
Right.
consumers to really spider out your referrals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We what we've our regular team model, I think, is going to be, because we always consider ourselves a hybrid. We were a team that didn't force you to be on the team when it came to leads and all that. So there's a lot of folks that are on teams and they get to the point where maybe they have their own business, maybe they're not happy with the split, but they still want to be part of a team. They like the culture, the community,
Training,
the support from the team
which
leaders.
is something you've always had.
So we always have, but they don't want to give up 50% of their
Right.
commission for that. So we can help those folks, and a lot of those folks are starting to gravitate to us now as well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask some questions. As as we wrap this up, is my biggest question gonna be is, what advice do you have for an agent today who's brand new, got their license last month, and they're looking to get into the industry? What's your best advice to them, or jump in? Is it someone that wants to do part-time, full-time? Like, what do you say to them?
Yeah, I don't think what I'll say is anything unique, but maybe the way I say it might resonate with somebody. I believe that it's okay to be a part-time agent. It's better to be a full-time agent. You shouldn't be a hobbyist. Unfortunately, our industry draws too many people that don't take seriously enough the fact that we're representing them on probably the single largest investment that they're ever going to make.
100%. Doesn't matter where your income level is.
Yeah.
If you're a millionaire, you're buying a $5-10 million home.
Yeah.
You're 100% right
Yeah.
there. I say that all the time.
And it really bothers me that so many people, first of all, the threshold to get into real estate is way too low. Way too low.
I agree
And
with
to
that.
stay in real estate, it's even lower. But that's a whole other conversation. But I would say, if you're going to get in it, be serious about knowing and take the time to participate in the trainings. Join forces with a brokerage that's going to support you with the right training, the right marketing tools, the right technology tools. And here's what I always say when I teach someone. I'm going to teach you what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. What I can't do is force you to say it to as many people as possible. So I've been coining a phrase, maybe somebody else said it, I don't know. I always say that prospecting needs to be intentional, not occasional. Most agents prospect when they feel like it. And guess what? They never feel like it.
Yeah.
You work out.
You got a time block.
You work out consistently. You don't work out because you feel like it. It's time blocked, isn't it?
It has to be.
It has to be. Well, they need a time block to time. And you know what? Start with your sphere of influence. I mean, it's incredibly ridiculous that you enter the business as a secret agent. For crying out loud, your own friends and family don't even know you're in the business.
Or it's the worst when your own friends and family are selling their house and they're not using you.
And you know what?
They're using a stranger.
That happens all the time. You know what I tell agents? It's your fault. Why is it my fault? Because it's your fault it's your job to make sure that they never forget what you do.
Yeah.
They only know you as your cousin, as this. They don't know you in the avatar as a real estate professional.
And with that being said, before I ask your next question, I think social media is probably the best way right now.
Without doubt.
You know me, I started this podcast. I've got my team doing social media now. One of the girls that works for me, she had a friend of 25 years that didn't know she did mortgages. He's like, oh, he reached out to her on social media. Hey, I'm buying a property. Can you take a look at this and see if you can give me a second opinion?
Yep.
And I'm just like, oh, I guess social media does work.
It does work.
You're getting in front of an audience for free.
Yeah, but you have to be consistent, right?
And intentional about
persistent.
it. And intentional. You have to do it.
About it.
You have to do it. So my next question, which is always a good one for me, you're agents in the business 5, 6, 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pandemic agent. Got in, killed it in the pandemic when it's like Burger King then, man. Have it your way. Like, it was easy. I'm not going to lie. It was easy for us. I mean, rates were under 3%. Who didn't want a mortgage?
It was the good old days.
It was a great time. I think about that as like, thank you for the savings. It was great. Those guys have been fighting and now they're struggling.
Yeah, they are.
Cause there's a lot that were used to doing 25, 30 transactions. Now they're doing 5 or 10 and they're like, man, maybe I should find the job.
Well,
Because there's a lot of find the jobbers out there and they want to go full time. What do you say to those people? Is there a pathway that maybe they need to make an adjustment so they can continue their career?
absolutely. Don't give up. If you were full time and you need to get a real job, go get a real job, but stay in it part time. I have 2 part timers that consistently earn 6 figures every year, because it's not how many hours you have to devote, it's what you do with the hours that you have.
I'm going to say something to you. So a lot of people will work a job 40 hours a week and give the man or that business 40 full hours of your attention.
Yeah.
And Damon Penn actually shared this with me at a conference one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this.
I remember that.
I say it all the time. Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
You were there. And he's like, there, but you'll have your own business because real estate is your own business.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, it's you.
Independent contractor.
And you won't give yourself 40 hours. You won't prospect 5 or 6 hours a week or an hour a day or put aside those times because something always gets in the way.
Yeah. Damon's the man. And when he said that, a
man.
lot of people took note. Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, we all have our crosses to bear. We all have our responsibilities. And what I tell people is, if you give excuses, reasons for not doing something enough, they just become excuses.
Yeah.
We all have reasons for challenges, right? But they just become excuses. I see single moms succeeding. I see people with handicaps succeeding. I see people with 2 and 3 jobs succeeding. Yeah. But here's the thing. You got to be hungry. You have to know what your why is.
It's wild because with Damon, if you listen to his background, he came from hospitality, right? Runs restaurants. Mm-hmm. Dude, that's a 60, 65 hour on your feet.
You're gone all the time.
Dude, that's a beating. Closing down, leaving at 12, 1 in the morning. And then when you get to real estate, it's like vacation because,
Well, that's the thing is it's intoxicating because you have all this free time to do nothing.
Right.
And a lot of people do nothing with it.
And if you're intentional about it, you say, well, I did 60 hours, now I can do 40 hours this way. You're going to really take off. Any real estate agent or mortgage person for that sake, because we're self-employed as well. That's why I'm pretty big on coming into the office.
Yeah, I know that you do that. And that's good.
I am big at coming in because listen, if you're going to be at home, you say you work from home. I know you're not. I know what it's like. I work from home too sometimes.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And it's not. No, not even close. Here, I am. Doom.
And you got accountability when you're here.
100%. When I'm home, oh, this looks fun. Oh, I forgot. I have to clean the pool filter.
Let me put a load of laundry in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, oh, by the way, the pool's messed up. Or hey, you know what? I forgot I have a broken sprinkler. Mm-hmm. Or hey, my neighbor sees me outside walking the dog. It is, the distractions are mountless. There's just like endless distractions where if I come in here, I'm here, I'm intentional about it. I'm here by 8:30, 8:15 in the morning because I like my quiet time.
Yeah, you're a beast, man. You work all the time.
I do, but that's because I've made the decision in recent years of like, all right, here's where I am now.
Here's where you want to be.
And I want to be here now. And I've done well. And now I want to be known. I want to be a mortgage celebrity, man.
But here's the thing, if somebody may misconstrue that, you have a heart to serve. Because I know more than anything, you want your people to succeed.
100%.
Yeah.
As important as give them the W.
Yeah. As much as you want to be personally successful and you have your metrics that you want to achieve and everything else, nothing satisfies you more than when you see your people achieve.
Yeah. I had one of my first, Sean moved here from New York 5 years ago, was in retail for a while. He's been with us for just over 2 years and he just bought his first home.
Wow.
That he came from not being able to bear, rent, to now he's got a new Tesla, he's got a house, he's doing it. It's those success stories for me, and my retention is high. I think because of that.
Absolutely,
my retention. They know that I truly want, and I'm looking for new people now to start them out from scratch. I want to build you up and teach you because I put myself in the position now where I've got an ops manager, I've got a partner who's helping me with my loans. Now it's ready to move to the next level of like, hey, I'm here, 25 years in, I can teach you.
Yeah, loan officers out there, you got to hold Joey. I mean, he's got the systems, he's got the technology, he's got the marketing.
Partnered with the best. I'm partnered
with the best, and he's not afraid to invest. That's the thing.
Yes.
You will invest. When you do an event, it's top tier all the way through, brother.
I mean, I like things top tier. So, right? If you like them top tier, I gotta have them.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. Hey, before we wrap up, I wanted to mention that in September, I'm going to try something I've never done before. I'm going to host 2 masterminds on September 10th in Davie and September 11th in Davie as well. But the one on the 10th is going to be in English, and the one on the 11th va a ser en español.
That's cool.
Yeah, and on both of these, I'm so honored that Michael Valdez, who is the CEO of LPT International, he is going to be our main guy on both. And then you got me Jamie Miller for the September 10th.
I
And
know. I wish he spoke Spanish.
I
'cause
would.
then
I think he can learn in time.
I don't
'Cause
know, Jamie.
Yeah,
Can you?
yeah, he's done amazing. But I'm so excited about that event because it's not going to be for everyone. It's going to be for team leaders, broker owners, managers. We maybe top level agents, because the speakers I'm bringing in is going to be absolutely free, and I'm excited. You're going to be a sponsor there as
Absolutely.
well.
I'm excited to. I'm excited just to go. Again, I like to get in front of the agents, but I like to see what you guys are learning because it helps me.
Yeah, and I mean we're bringing some heat, man. We're bringing some top.
Well, anytime
level people.
Jamie's in town, I gotta go.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I'm having a chance to also appear on a couple of Spanish podcasts now, and that just motivated me to now make the CDPE class available in español también. So it's whenever I can teach it on Zoom. I have a class coming up in August that's going to be in Spanish.
That's cool.
So yeah, so I'm excited about offering.
Well, you
that.
know, South Florida and Florida in general, man, we've got a very high Hispanic population.
Absolutely, and a lot of states do. It's amazing out there. And
me being bilingual myself, even though I'm predominantly an English speaker, when
Right.
I hear the person on the other side that they're Spanish, and I'm like, would you rather me speak in Spanish?
If you're
Yeah. And you're like, see, and I'm like, the guard just goes down. They feel
they relax.
relieved, and
Yeah.
it just changes because
Yeah.
it's yes, they might speak English and understand English, but
It's
it's
not
not
their
their
native
first
tongue.
language.
Yeah.
Right.
I completely and so yeah.
I was raised here, so it's different.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
speak to
I came over from Cuba when I was 5 years old, and that was almost 100 years ago.
What year was
So,
that?
1965,
Oh,
brother.
wow, so you came after the Castro regime.
Yeah. I came over when I was 5 years
My
old.
mom and my uncle, my uncle came, my mom was born here, but my uncle and my they came in 57, right before.
Oh,
And
okay.
they believed in Castro. My mom's second birthday, there was a picture behind her of
He
Castro
fooled a
on the
lot of
wall.
people.
There was a picture of him on the wall.
Yeah.
And they thought he was going to be the savior.
Yeah. And then he got in power and said, guess what, guys? We're now communists.
Yeah. We're going to do it like this now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not what we do. We're
Yes,
not
yes.
communists.
Oops.
Yeah.
No, I always introduce myself as an unapologetic capitalist. I go, my parents didn't sacrifice everything to bring me to the greatest country on earth for me to be a socialist or a communist. I'm sorry to offend some folks out there.
I can't say I love the country because I went literally, my parents worked very working class people.
Yeah.
And now where I've built a business and a successful one, I continue to keep growing because the opportunity's there. It's endless. There's no ceiling.
I can't even imagine what my life would have been like, bro, had they
Cuba?
not made that thing. I mean, it's just amazing.
Right now, what's happening there is horrible.
And look, I want to say something again. This is not about pros for me, but I want to try to connect with whoever out there is sitting out there thinking, I don't know if I have what it takes. I'm not proud of this, but I never even graduated from high school, right? I got my GED because I needed it to get my Florida real estate license, right? And as I watch my kids all get college degrees, and I'm so proud of all of them, I realized that nothing is like being an entrepreneur, brother.
No.
And
No.
this is the greatest country on earth where every single day you could be your own boss and you get up there. I mean, as your own boss, you probably and should work harder than you would for anybody else, right? You alluded to it,
Of course.
mentioned that earlier. But man, if you're in the real estate business, you're in the mortgage business, you have an opportunity to earn whatever you
It's
want
unlimited.
to earn.
There's no ceiling.
There's no ceiling.
There's no ceiling. And I think the people that really embrace that, you see it, and they also, you can create a life by design.
Let me speak on that because one of the things we're big on at LPT is agent choice, your individual definition of success.
Right.
Because we do get caught up in the let's sell 30, let's sell 40, let's make 200, 300 grand. And there are a lot of people out there that just doing 1 or 2 transactions a year is a game changer in their household. It pays for a trip, it pays for a car, it pays for education. So every agent should understand what is your individual definition of success and align yourself with a brokerage that will support you there.
Yeah. No, that's really, really
Yeah,
true.
all I ask from my agents is tell me what you want and how can I help you get there?
So my last question that I want to close out with is what I close out with a lot is just, where do you see the industry in the next 5 years? Because there's been so much changes happening.
Yeah, I see a lot of, remember the Rocky 3, I think it was, when they asked Clover Lang, what's your prediction for the fight?
Yeah.
And he goes, pain. We're not done with the pain in the industry yet. Okay, we're still going to be dealing with some higher rates than we would like them to be.
Yeah, of course.
There are some economic issues. There's always going to be something.
You know,
right?
like all those things are uncontrollables, right? You and me can't control that.
Control it. You can only control what you do every single day.
100%.
Yeah. So I do think it's going to be a continued challenge. And that just means that more and more agents will choose to get out of the business, sadly. For the ones that stick it out, you may be just 3 feet from gold. You just got to stick it out. If you can always quit tomorrow. Just don't quit today.
Yeah, the opportunity, I feel like, for us as far as lending goes, we've seen a lot of loan officers exit the industry. Just like you've seen realtors exit the industry. Those pandemic refi booms are gone.
Yeah.
It was easy when you were selling and, oh, you got 5%, great. I'm going to give you 2.99. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Who's not taking that?
Yeah. Different ball game now.
Listen, I hate to say this, but during the pandemic, I used to get refi calls. I was so busy with purchase. I've always been a purchase guy.
Right.
I would get calls for refis and I'd be like, oh, another one. I got to help this person, but man, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
And it was just like, hey, I'm going to call you on Friday at 3. And it was just like, it was crazy.
Right.
When you're,
right.
when you're,
it was insane, bro. It was insane.
Insane. And
I hope we never see another market like
neither.
that.
I hated it. I hated it.
Because what it did, the prices, what it did to
it
affordability.
took the enjoyment out of it for me. I enjoy open house. That's just another thing. I loved open house until the pandemic came. When the pandemic came and we had 100 people lined up at open, I couldn't connect with anybody.
Yeah.
I basically was a door opener, standing outside like, all right, you're next group.
Yeah.
Next group out, next group in, wear your mask. Yeah. Like I felt like, I don't even know. I've never seen that. It was a made up position. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to ever go through that again. I love open houses still today. Now we're actually making some funny videos when we go to the open houses to make it entertaining.
Yeah.
In case somebody doesn't show, but you can watch some of those and you see them. But open houses where we connect with people.
Yeah.
And talk about, I know that recently Lynette, who works with me, she just was sitting at an open, one of your agents, met a VA buyer, didn't know A, B, and C, got it done, and they bought a $700,000 house. And it was just one connection. There's just talking to people. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to me what open house brings. And I think a lot of people got away from opens.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do them. And I'm just like, what you said really sticks with me. Be intentional. If you're going to do an open house, don't get there 5 minutes late. Don't put up one sign. Don't bring and not anything to it. If you're going to do an open house, be intentional, man.
Yeah.
Put up 20 signs, advertise it, door knock.
Yeah.
Get your lender partner to go with you and bring a basket of goodies. Like that's what it's about. We are actually, I'll close out with this for me is we're making open house survival kits. So we could give to agents to give them some stuff like, hey, there's sanitizer, a candle in case the place doesn't smell the best, a tape measure in case somebody wants to measure a room, things that I feel like are going to be needed. I've heard over the 25 years.
That's a great idea, man.
Yeah. I was like, this is going to be fun to do. So we have a project going in the office now.
Right.
And we're going to start delivering them to agents that we don't work with to be like, hey, check these out.
Or you always want to be on top of it. You always want to be the first to something. So I applaud what you've done. And
we're going to have to do this again. We're going to have to get your better half.
Oh, yeah.
She's easier on the eyes.
Much easier on the eyes.
So we're going to have to get your better half in here because I like to hear her perspective.
Yeah.
I like to do a whole thing of, it's funny you said this, but that we talked about this. You and Gabby have been working together for
the spouse dynamic. Yeah.
How long has it been?
Well, 13 years we've been owners and all.
So like I just was with my wife's family from Michigan,
right?
And her husband and wife, they had an Allstate agency for 29 years, and
wow.
my aunt and uncle worked together for 30 years. But that's not always an easy thing. No. I know me and my wife can't work together. I know that won't work.
Well, we've had our times, we've had our disagreements, we've had our issues, but for the most part, we stay in the lane.
I can't wait to
yeah. And the thing is this. Let me close on this, okay? Some people think I'm the pretty face. No, actually, it's Gabi. Gabi will say, no, you're the mastermind, you're the speaker and everything else. Gabi is by far the best realtor I know. And our team knows that when they have an issue, they go to her. Maybe it's a short sale issue or something like that. Yeah.
Your specialty.
Yeah, a specialty. But day-to-day real estate, they know that she's just a phone call away. So yeah, we need to get the real star of
Yeah,
the
I
show.
gotta get her in here. The part, so look out for part 2, right? We're gonna get the better half in here, and I think that's gonna be cool to see. I think people would like to, see.
Yeah,
how
let's
that
talk
works.
about military stuff more next time.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to do maybe part 3 because I don't know if Gabby wants to do that part 3. I want to get the husband and wife dynamic. I think that's gonna be a whole episode.
You're
Right
probably
there.
going to ask some questions I don't want you to ask about.
Nah.
Tell me about the time when you didn't get along, or you said, "I'm the boss here."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
that doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming in this morning. I hope it was good for you.
It was great
fun.
for me, brother.
These
I
are always
appreciate
fun. I
Yeah.
the first one I ever did, I was extremely nervous, and now I'm like, it's just a
it.
conversation.
You're a natural, bro.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Same with
Thank
you.
you, brother.
Yeah, of
God
course.
bless you,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. God bless you.
All
too.
right,
That was
man.
great.